the Ventnor Boardwalk is closed because of COVID-19. We're gonna miss this place. Anyway, guys, we're gonna have to go for a walk somewhere else, right, Noah Leah? Okay, I want to share with you my favorite Passover story. There was once a man who was obsessed with Elijah the prophet, Eliyahu Hanavi. You know, the angel, the spirit who comes to visit every Passover seder. So he goes to the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, a great Kabbalist, a Hasidic master, and he asks him, teach me, how do I see Elijah the prophet? And the Baal Shem Tov looks at him and says, are you willing to do everything I tell you? And he says, absolutely. He says, okay, this Passover, you have to be willing to travel to Minsk and to spend the holiday with a particular family. He says, I want you to pack 2 suitcases. One suitcase, fill it with food, but food for a whole family. And the other suitcase, I want you to fill it with children's clothing. He says, no problem, Rabbi. He starts his journey. He gets to Minsk, a wealthy man. He checks into a nice hotel. And then he takes the 2 suitcases and he's looking for the address. He makes his way to the edge of town and he finds this little shack. And he's so surprised to see people live in this place. As he gets closer, he knocks on the door and a woman comes and answers the door. Says, I was sent by the Baal Shem Tov to spend the holiday with you. Is that okay? The woman says, wow, the holy Baal Shem Tov sent you to spend the holiday with us. We're honored. There's just one problem. We have no food and we have no supplies for Passover. She explained her husband passed away. They're very poor. He says, no problem. He says, I brought enough food. In fact, I have clothing for the children. And he gets to work. They transform the house. They put a beautiful white tablecloth, candlesticks, matzah, wine, treats, delicacies, fruits, vegetables. The children are wearing beautiful clothing, and soon they're sitting around a wonderful Passover dinner. And he leads the seder, he shares stories with them. Children actually say Manishtana to like a father figure, and everyone's enjoying it. Now he's looking forward to the time, he's looking forward to the part of the seder where you open the door for Eliyahu Hanavi. And he lights the candle, he fills up the cup of wine, he goes to the door, he opens it, and he looks out, and no one's there. And he's disappointed. He figures, there's always a second night of Pesach. So the next night he does the same thing, makes a seder, they sing songs, they tell stories. And when it comes to opening the door for Eliyahu Hanavi, he is so excited. And he opens the door and nobody is there. And you can imagine how disappointed he is. He packs his bags, he heads back to the Baal Shem Tov, and he tells him, I didn't see anything. Baal Shem Tov says, are you willing to give it another shot? He says, yes. He says, okay, for the second part of the holiday, pack 2 suitcases, food, clothing. But the Baal Shem Tov tells him, before you go into the house, stop and listen. So he makes the trip, he goes back, he sees the house, he approaches, he's about to knock on the door, and he remembers to stop and listen. So he stops and listens. He hears the birds, the wind, rustling the leaves. Doesn't really hear anything. But then he hears voices from inside the house. The children are crying. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, it's cold. We ran out of firewood. And suddenly the mother responds to the children and says, my dear children, remember last week we were hungry? And remember last week there was no firewood? And I told you, let's pray to God and He'll send us Eliyahu Hanavi. And He did. And Elijah the prophet came and brought us food and clothing. Let's pray again, and surely God will send the prophet once again. And when the man heard this, he realized what the Baal Shem Tov was trying to teach him. Baal Shem Tov's message was that our job is not to try to see Eliyahu Hanavi, but our job is to try to be Eliyahu Hanavi. The Jewish religion does not encourage us to see angels, but to be angels. What a beautiful message for us in our lives, especially living today. So many people are hurting, so many people are suffering. Who can I be an angel for today? Who can you be an angel for today? Give it some thought, pick up the phone, volunteer, do a mitzvah, give some tzedakah. It's unbelievable. You could change the world and you could feel better than an angel. Wishing you a happy Pesach, and please God, may this coronavirus pass over all of us. And as we say, L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim. See you guys soon.